Good morning, students. Today's class is on minimum cost spanning tree and Kruskal's algorithm. Okay, in minimum cost spanning tree, there are two important algorithms. One is Prim's algorithm. Second one is Kruskal algorithm. Already explained about Prim's algorithm. Now we will discuss about Kruskal algorithm. Okay, either Prim's algorithm or Kruskal algorithm, they are following the greedy approach. So discuss the algorithm, Prim's algorithm, Kruskal's algorithms. All these algorithms are following the greedy approach. So what is the greedy approach? To find the optimal solution. To find the optimal solution. So what is the optimal solution? When there is a problem, you are developing the algorithms for solving that particular problem. So the solutions are the algorithms. So various solutions. Out of these, what are the feasible solutions? They are following the constraints of the problem, conditions of the problem. We are finding the solution. These solutions are called feasible solutions. After getting the feasible solution, various feasible solutions, we want to find the optimal one from these feasible solutions. So here optimal solution means maybe either maximum value or minimum value. So in our Kruscal algorithm and Prim's algorithm, we are going for a minimum cost spanning tree. That means always we try to find the minimum cost. That means minimum cost means least cost edges we are selecting in building the spanning tree. So greedy algorithms always try to find an optimal solution for the problem. So the greedy approach works for the minimum spanning tree problem. So in the minimum spanning trees, we have definition of minimum spanning tree and generic minimum spanning tree algorithm and Kruscal algorithm and Prim's algorithm. So major algorithms in the minimum spanning tree construction are Kruscal algorithms and Prim's algorithms. So Prim's algorithm is already covered in the last class. So what is the definition of the spanning tree? A tree is a connected undirected graph with no cycles. That is a connected undirected graph. So you should know what is a connected graph, what is a undirected graph, what is the concept of no cycles. So connected graph means all the vertices are connected. Undirected graph means there is no direction indicating on the edge. There are no arrow edges. Suppose 1 to 2, there is a path. So 2 to 1 is also there is a path. That is an undirected graph. No cycles means no loops in the graph. That means we are starting from one vertex. After visiting some vertices, when there is a path to reach the same vertex, that is same starting vertex, then there is a cycle is there. If we can't reach the same starting vertex, there is no path, then there are no cycles. So we need to detect the cycles when you are adding the edges in the spanning tree. So if the cycle is not formed, then we can consider that one is a valid spanning tree. So it is a spanning tree of graph G. If it spans G, that is, it includes every vertex of G. Whatever vertices are there in the given graph G, so all the vertices we need to consider in the spanning tree construction of a graph G. And is a subgraph. See, spanning tree is a subgraph of G. What is subgraph? Subgraph means, so whatever edges are there in the spanning tree, all these edges are also there in the original graph G. So every edge in the tree belongs to G. And all the vertices, whatever vertices are there in the subgraph of G, that is spanning tree of G, all these vertices are already there in the original graph G. See, majorly, what is the definition of graph G? Graph G is equals to V comma E, where V is the finite set of vertices and E is the finite set of edges connecting these vertices. So, vertices and edges should be there in a graph. So, we need to consider these vertices and edges. Suppose in the original graph there are 10 vertices are there. In the subgraph also, that is spanning tree, there should be 10 vertices. But the edges in the original graph are n. Generally, the edges in the spanning tree are n minus 1. That is, edges are actually vertices. Vertices in the original graph are v. V number of vertices are there. Then the edges are number of vertices minus 1. Okay. A spanning tree of a connected graph G can also be defined as a maximal set of edges of G that contains no cycle. Cycle is not allowed. Okay, undirected graph. What is the undirected graph? If a graph contains unordered pairs of vertices, is said to be an undirected graph. When you say undirected graph, if there are unordered pair of vertices, so there is no ordering. In this graph, pair of vertices represent the same edge. Suppose when you consider 1 to 2, there is an edge. 2 to 1 also same edge. So set of vertices in the graph. See in the graph, what are the vertices? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the edges? E, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 5. All these are edges. So in an undirected graph, the nodes are connected by undirected edges. It is an edge that has no arrow. Since when you can observe all these edges in the undirected graph, no arrows, no directions are represented. So both the ends of an undirected arc are equal. There is no head or tail. So when you consider 1 to 2 edge, so 2 to 1, same. That means no head or no tail. Suppose there is an edge with arrow 1 to 2. Then 1 is the, we have the tail. 2 is the head, like this. If there is an arrow from 1 to 2. Here there are no arrow edges. This is a undirected graph. Now what is spanning tree? Already explained the spanning tree definition. The same thing. That is given a connected graph G of V comma E. V means vertices, set of vertices, and E means set of edges. So a spanning tree T of V comma E is a subgraph of G, that is V dash is subset of V and E dash is subset of E. So spans the graph V dash is equal to V. That means in the spanning tree, in the resulting spanning tree, the number of vertices are same with the original graph. So forms a tree, no cycle. But the edges are number of vertices minus 1. Number of vertices in the original graph. Total number of vertices in the original graph. That is modulus of V. Minus 1. Minus 1 is the number of edges in the spanning tree. Suppose in the original graph given, there are 10 vertices are there. Now we are constructing the spanning tree for the original graph. Then in the spanning tree, the number of edges are 10 minus 1. Since 10 is the number of vertices in the original graph, number of vertices minus 1 gives the number of edges in the spanning tree. Now applications of minimum cost spanning tree. In the design of electronic circuitry, in the connection of N pins using the wires and minimizing the total length of the wires, and to find the cheapest way to wire your house, to find minimum cost to send a message on the internet. So these are the applications already explained in the previous class. Now the generic algorithm of minimum spanning tree. Generic minimum spanning tree algorithm G, W. G is there are two parameters we are using in this. Okay. A is equals to null set. That means initially it is empty. A is initially empty. So the spanning tree is set. If while A does not form a spanning tree, find an edge U, V. That is say for A. Now we want to find the edge UV edge you need to find, and add it to the spanning tree edges. Now return the spanning tree A. Set A is always a subset of some minimum spanning tree. So this property is called invariant property. When you are adding the edge U, V, that should be a safe edge for A. If adding the edge, A does not destroy the invariant case. So you can add the edge U, V if it is safe, if it is correct edge. Okay, this is about minimum spanning tree. Now see this one, an example of connected graph and its minimum spanning trees. So there are two important algorithms already explained in our minimum cost spanning tree generation. We have the Kruskal algorithm and Prim's algorithm. Prim's algorithm is already covered in the previous class. So we have the Kruskal's algorithm. Just observe these 2 points in each algorithms, Kruskal and Prim's. In the Kruskal's algorithm, the set A is a forest. Forest means forest of trees. In a forest, there are several trees are there. In the same way, in our spanning tree construction also, we are considering trees, set of trees. So set A is a forest means A is a consists of A is a set that consists of several trees. The safe edge added to A is always a least weight edge in the graph that connects two distinct components. Suppose in Prim's algorithm, set A forms a single tree. In this case, the spanning tree set that consists of only single tree. But in the case of Kruskal's algorithm, set A is a forest. Forest means several trees, set of several trees. So the safe edge added to A is always the least weight edge connecting the tree to a vertex not in the tree. Okay, connecting to a tree. But in this case, Kruskal's algorithm, what is safe edge? added to A is always a least weightage in the graph that connects two distinct components. Two distinct components are connected by using that particular safe edge. Suppose we have the two sets. In one set, 5 is there. In another set, 6 is there. Now we want to join. We want to consider these two as an edge. 5 comma 6 is an edge. We want to add. Then the first set, which consists of 5, and the second set, which consists of 6. So these two sets are merged, combined. So the Kruskal algorithm create a forest. See, very important point that in the differences of Prim's and Kruskal algorithm, in the Kruskal algorithm, we have the forest. That is set of several trees in such a way that each graph is a separate tree. So create a periodic queue that contains all the edges of the graph. In the step 2, what we are doing, a periodic queue is generated. What is a periodic queue? So based on the priority, we are maintaining the edges in the queue, elements in the queue. Here the elements are edges in the queue. So what is a priority queue? In this case, we have the ordering of the edges, starting from least cost edge, that is minimum cost edge, to the next minimum, Like this, we continue in the queue. So least cost edge, always we are selecting the minimum value, minimum cost edges. So that contains all the edges of the graph. Now repeat. Now repeat. Okay. Repeat steps 4 and 5 while Q is not empty. Q is not empty. What is a Q? Q is a priority queue. If Q is not empty, that means there are edges in the queue. Edges in the queue means you can continue the steps. So remove an edge from Q. Now from Q is the priority queue that consists of or that stores the edges in the order, in the increasing order, from least cost to high cost or more cost, more expensive edge. So remove an edge from Q. From Q, you can remove an edge. If the edge obtained in step 4 connects two different trees, suppose if it is connecting the two different trees, then add it to the forest for combining two trees into one tree. Now we can add that particular edge in the forest. So this added edge will make the two trees as a one tree. Else case, that means there are not those edge, that particular edge is not in two different trees. It is in the single tree. Then discard the edge. Okay, end of the algorithm. So these are the steps in the Kruskal's algorithm, major steps in English sentences, simple English language for easy understanding. Now see the Kruskal's algorithm. The basic part, sort the edges in an increasing order. So first of all, we need to sort all the edges in the given graph in increasing order. Increasing order means suppose one edge costs 10, another edge costs 12, another edge costs 14. Then you need to arrange these three edges depending on the cost. Suppose the edge which costs 10 will be placed first. The edge which costs 12, you can place next. The edge which costs 14, you can place at the next one. Like this, we can arrange the edges based on the cost in an increasing order. So A is A equals to empty set. That is spanning tree set is empty. Initially, we are taking it as a empty one. Okay, while E is not empty, do take an edge. If the edge E is not empty, do select take an edge U comma B, that is shortest in E, and delete it from E. So what we are doing here, while E is not empty, that is the edge set is not empty, do take an edge U comma B, that is shortest in E, and delete it from E. Now shortest in E, that means in the set, which one is the shortest one, you can take that particular edge and delete it from E in the set of edges. In the set of edges, which edge costs less? Okay, low cost edge, that particular edge you can take and delete from that particular set E. If U and V are in different components, suppose the vertices U and V are in different components, different trees, then add U comma V to A. So each time a shortest edge in E is considered. So always we are considering the shortest one, shortest edge. So Kruskal's algorithm, minimum spanning tree, Kruskal. So G comma W. Okay, in this A is equals to empty set. Initially the spanning tree is empty. So for each vertex V in V of G, in set of vertices in a graph G, for each vertex V, that means suppose there are 10 vertices are there. We are considering each vertex one by one. Do make set of V. Make set of V. So what is make set of V or make set of X? Creates a one element set of X. It is assumed that this operation can be applied to each of the elements of set S only once. So make set of, suppose there are 6 elements are there in a set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are 6 elements. Now then make set of I. What is make set of I? Applied on that particular set creates the set I, set of I, and applying this operation 6 times initialize the structures to the collection of 6 singleton sets. That means if there are 6 elements 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 elements in a set. Now if we apply make set function on that 6 elements, then it will create separate sets. So, since 1 to 6 elements are in a set, now each element is a separate set. 1 is in separate set, 2 is in separate set, 3 is in separate set, and 4 is also in another set, and 5 is also in another set, 6 is also in another set. Like that, if there are 6 elements in the set, if you apply make set function on that 6 elements set, then you will get 6 sets, 6 sets with each element. That is singleton element sets. So make set of B create 6, that is depending on the number of elements, number of vertices. For each vertex there is a one set, another vertex there is another set. Like this it will create the sets. Now sort the edges of E. E means here set of edges. Now sort the edges by non-decreasing weight W. So for each edge U comma V in E in order by non-decreasing weight do if find set of U not equal to find set of V. That means what is a find set function? Find set function is a returns a subset containing that particular value. So find set of U means what is the subset or what is the subset containing vertex U. Find set of V means what is the subset containing vertex V. Now check these two sets. Find set of U gives one set. Find set of V gives another set. Another subset. Now check these two subsets. This is one subset. This is another subset. Is this two subsets not equal? Is that two subsets are different? Yes. If the subset containing U, vertex U, if the subset containing vertex V, those two are different, then A equal to A union of U comma V. Now you can add edge UV to our spanning tree edges A. So union of U comma V. Now what is union of U comma V? Just see the function union of U comma V constructs the union of the two disjoint subsets Sx and Sy containing X and Y respectively and adds it to the collection to replace Sx and Sy which are deleted from it. So the meaning is if there are two sets, one set containing U, another set containing V, vertex V, now union of U comma V makes the two sets merged. So finally two sets are deleted and we are considering as a single set. We are by merging those two sets, we are considering it as a single set. Now return A. After adding the edges to the spanning tree, we can return that particular spanning tree. So disjoint sets. Disjoint sets means keep a collection of sets S1, S2, Sk. Each Si is a set. So S1 equal to V1, V2, V8. So there are some vertices in the graph. So each vertex is a one set. Like this, we want to make. For this, we are using the make set. So creates a new set whose only member is X. Make set. Now see union of X comma Y. Another function find set of X. Another function make set of X. Okay, just know about three functions make set of X, union of X comma Y, and find set of X. Make set of X creates the new set with whose only member is X. That means if there are 10 vertices, 10 sets are created. 10 sets are created with one vertex in each set. So union of X comma Y unites, combines the sets which containing the element X and which containing element Y. So a subset which contains X and another subset which contains y. These two subsets can be combined by using the union operation. Unites the sets that contain x and y. So let's say Sx and Sy are the two sets which are containing x and y into a new set, since Sx is the set that containing x, Sy is the set that containing y. Now combine these two into a new set that is the union of two sets. Now find set of x returns a pointer to the representative of the set containing x. So pointer to the set anamata. So how much time will be taken for each operation? It is big O of log n time. So implementation uses a disjoint set data structure to maintain several disjoint sets of elements. Disjoint means no common element. Disjoint set. So each set contains the vertices in a tree of the current forest. So operation find set. Operation find set of U returns a representative element from the set that contains U. Okay, this is about find set of U and find set of V union procedure. So finally the running time is order of E, logarithm of E, that is the edges, number of edges. Okay, next one, the execution of Kruskal's algorithm. So okay, till now I explained what is the definition of minimum spanning tree, what is a spanning tree, and what is the algorithm for Kruskal algorithm. Kruskal's algorithm is explained, and what are the important operations in the Kruskal's algorithm is also explained. That is about some operations, functions we are using, make set. These operations like make set, union, find set. Okay, next one, the execution of the Kruskal's algorithm. The edges are considered by the algorithm in sorted order by weight. Always in the Kruskal algorithm, the edges are sorted by using the and maintaining the heap or periodic queue. So the edge under consideration at each step is shown with a red weight number. Now see this one. This is the our graph given. Now we want to apply Kruskal's algorithm on this graph. So for this, we need to find least cost edge. In the first step, you need to sort all the edges depending on the weight or cost from least cost to more expensive one. So first we will consider the least cost edge, that is h to g. H comma g is an edge with 1. So when you compare with all of the edge costs, this cost is the least one. Now consider this particular edge. Now consider the next step, I to C, next least cost, next minimum. So you can select that particular one, 2. So again, check in the next figure, we have another edge, G to F, that also costs 2. So 2 means least cost after 1. So you can select that particular edge. Now check this one. In this figure, B to A, it costs only 4 units. So you can select this particular edge comparing with remaining edges. But C to F is also least cost, that is also 4. So A to B is 4, C to F is also 4. So when you add these two edges, it will not create a cycle. So you can add this particular edge also, C to F. Now see, next edge, which is least cost. That means which is the next higher one. Since we have selected the cost 4, what is the next one? Next minimum. Next minimum is, check it, 7. 7 is the next minimum. Okay, but I to H we can't add. We cannot add. We should not add, since it will create a cycle. But C to D, it is also it costs 7. So you can add this particular one, C to D edge. Check here. In this diagram, you can add C to D, which costs 7. Next minimum, that one. Now, okay, C to D is over. Next, A to H, next one. Since we are arranging the edges in increasing order. After 7, next one is 8. So you can select this one, A to H. It will not create any cycle, so no problem. Again, you select, suppose B to C, we can't add, we can't join. Is it possible? B to C, check it. If it forms a cycle, then we should not add. Suppose if we add B to C, then there will be path A, B, C, F, G, H, A. That forms a cycle. So we should not use B to C. Now check this one. D to E is added with cost 9. So in this way, we have applied a Driscoll's algorithm and created a spanning tree. So in this spanning tree, just check it, how many number of vertices are there. How many number of vertices are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 vertices are there. Now in the spanning tree, represented in blue color, how many number of edges are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means number of vertices, total number of vertices minus 1 gives the total number of edges. So here in our figure, the number of vertices are 9. So in the minimum spanning tree, the number of edges are 8. So strategy for minimum spanning tree, already explained this one. Okay, two algorithms, Driscoll and Prim's algorithm. See here, select edges in order of increasing cost, accept an edge to expand the tree or forest only if it does not cause a cycle. No cycle is allowed. Implementation using adjacency list, priority queues, and disjoint sets. These things we use in the algorithm. So how to detect the cycles? Suppose if we are adding an edge to the spanning tree during construction, if it creates a cycle, then that edge should not be allowed. Then how to detect the edge which causes to the cycle, to form a cycle in the graph? If the edge is to be added, u comma b is such that the vertices u and b belong to the same tree, then by adding u comma b, you would form a cycle. So vertices u and b should not belong to the same tree. Suppose vertex u and vertex b and u comma b is the edge you want to add. If the vertex u and vertex b belongs to the same tree, then it would form a cycle. So it should not belong to the same tree. Therefore, to check find of u and find of b, already explained about the function find. Find returns a subset containing that particular vertex. So find of u and find of b, you need to check. If they are the same, discard u comma b, this one. If they are different, union of find of u comma find of p. You can combine those two sets. Okay, this is another example for Kruskal's algorithm. Okay, we have the forest of 6 trees. All these vertices separately considered. So they are disjoint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vertices are there in this example. Out of 6 vertices, you will get the 6 sets. So edges in a heap. Select edge with the lowest cost, 2, 5. 2 to 5 is the least cost edge. You can select that particular one. Now find of 2. Apply the function find. Find of 2 and find of 5. It is in set 2, it is in set 5. So you can combine, you can apply union operation on set 2 and set 5. You will get the union of 2, 5. That is 2, 5 is in one set. So now check this one. In the previous slide, we considered here 6 element set and 6 sets we considered. Now here 2 and 5 are combined. Now the number of sets are only 5. So one edge is accepted. Like this, apply the algorithm. Now select the edge with lowest cost 2, 6. Find of 2, 2. Find of 6, 6. It is in another set. So you can combine this union of 2, 6. 2 is in one set and 6 is in another set. So you can combine 2 and 6 sets, 2 and 6 elements containing sets. Then you will get 1, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4, like this. 2 edges are accepted. So like this, we can continue. Already explained the algorithm to create with an example to construct a minimum spanning tree. So Kruskal's algorithms analysis. So in the analysis of this algorithm, we are considering always in Kruskal's algorithm the forest. The forest is a trees, several trees. Forest consists of several trees. So O of n, big O of n, for initializing the forest. Now initializing the heap, we need to maintain the all the edges in increasing order. For this, O of m. M is edges, number of edges. If there are 10 edges, so we are taking big O of m. So loop performed m times. We need to repeat the loop. So for this, in the loop, one delete minimum O of log m. Since we are deleting the edge, after finding, it is suitable to add. To find functions we are using. So big O of log n. One union function. We are combining the two sets. At most O of 1. It takes only big O of 1. So worst case time is O of m log m. O of m log n is the worst case time for the Kruskal's algorithm. So summary of this time complexity, that is m equal to number of edges, that is equals to big O of v square, so O of n square. So Prim's runs in O of n plus m log n times. It takes the time complexity of the Prim's algorithm is big O of n plus m log n, whereas time complexity of Kruskal's algorithm is big O of m log m, just discussed. So m log n, m or n, okay. So Kruskal's has a tendency to run faster since graphs might not be dense and not all edges need to be looked at in the delete minimum operations. So when you compare Kruskal's algorithm and Prim's algorithm, Kruskal's algorithm works at a faster rate. It will be executed at a faster rate. So graphs might not be dense. That is why not all edges need to be looked at in the delete minimum operations. Okay, that's all. So in the critical algorithm, what we are doing? We are taking the forest and we are arranging all the edges in the graph in increasing order. So when you consider the differences of critical algorithm and Prim's algorithm, it starts to build the minimum spanning tree from any vertex in the graph, Prim's algorithm. Whereas critical algorithm, it starts to build the minimum spanning tree from the vertex carrying minimum weight in the graph. So whereas in the Prim's algorithm, it traverses one node more than one time to get the minimum distance, to get the minimum distance. Whereas in critical algorithm, one node only once. So when you compare Prim's algorithm and critical algorithm, Prim's algorithm may be visited more than once the same node. Whereas in the case of critical algorithm, it traverses one node only once. So Prim's algorithm has a time complexity of order of V square, V being the number of vertices and can be improved up to big O of E plus log V using Fibonacci heaps. So when you consider Prim's algorithm, what is the time complexity? Big O of V square. V is the number of vertices. If you improve Prim's algorithm, then it takes time big O of E plus log V. Whereas in Kreskal's algorithm, the time complexity is big O of E log V. Here V is the number of vertices and E is the number of edges. So when you compare Prim's algorithm and Kreskal's algorithm, Prim's algorithm runs faster in dense graphs. That means when the number of edges are very high. Whereas Kreskal's algorithm runs faster in sparse graphs. That means the number of edges are less. Prim's algorithm gives connected component as well as it works only on connected graphs. Connected graphs, in connected graphs only it works. Whereas Kreskal's algorithm can generate forest or disconnected components at any instant as well as it can work on disconnected components. That means Prim's algorithm works on the connected components. Only the graph should be connected. Whereas Kreskal's algorithm, even though the graph is disconnected, components consists of disconnected components, it will work. Okay, that is about the difference between Prim's algorithm and Kreskal's algorithm. Okay, thank you, dear students. Class is over. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. You can do the phone or we can discuss the subject. Thank you, one and all.